the biggest Jewish community outside Israel, lives in New York City. Nearly half of Orthodox Jews here are Haredim, or ultra-Orthodox. Many of the men devote themselves to studying the Torah. Most of the women start having children early and look after the household. But traditional gender roles in this community are beginning to change. Pearl and Dahlia have founded the first ultra-Orthodox women's rock band. But can they make it as rock musicians without being shut out of the community? Many of New York City's ultra-Orthodox Jews, about 300,000, live in a world of their own in Brooklyn. Pearl grew up in this world. Her skirt reaches below her knees, but it's a bit tight, putting it at the edge of respectability. A trained makeup artist, she virtually lives at the edge of rules, laws, and customs. Pearl's visiting her friend Feige. A closer inspection reveals that both are wearing wigs.
She loves you. I'm not married. There are a lot of girls who are divorced who don't cover their hair, or, you know, take their hair covering off after their divorce. And I decided not to because I couldn't. I don't know. I felt naked.
It'll soon be Shabbat. Pearl makes Feige up very thoroughly. It has to last for 2 days. They can't put any makeup on during Shabbat.
Eye makeup will stay probably most of the days.
Yeah, and
lipstick I'm going to use will also last like a day or two. Yeah, face stuff is usually what comes off.
Yeah. But even still, I feel like it stays on me. It just fades.
Right.
When no men are around, the women speak openly about the religious rules that even define intimacy with their husbands.
There are certain times when a woman gets her period, she's not allowed to touch her husband, or he's not allowed to touch her, until she goes to the mikveh. Because it's not that she's considered impure, but I guess the period, you know, the blood from, I don't know if you want to get into the gory details.
It's ritual, it's like a ritual impurity.
It's considered impure because what a period is the I guess, quote unquote, death of the potential of life.
Is that difficult?
Yes.
Not touching? Yeah.
It never gets easy.
Pearl buys flowers for Shabbat. Like other women in the community, she's supposed to avoid drawing attention to herself in public. But Pearl is doing the exact opposite. She's got a camera team on her, as a passerby points out.
There is a norm, and there's a norm everywhere, yes. It's not appropriate.
I've spoken to many Rabbanim in this community about this specifically because they're filming me because of I make music for women. I'm a singer for women.
Doesn't matter.
And I've been told by every Rav I spoke to here that for sure it's not a question.
But you didn't tell them on the street, did you?
Of course I did.
Yes?
Absolutely,
Yes?
Absolutely.
I don't think it's appropriate at all.
Okay.
It's not, doesn't go according to halacha.
What would be the halacha that would be the
Sneers.
issue?
I'm not getting into this.
Secular matters have no place here. At the offices of the online news service, Jewish Political Updates, we meet Jaakov Kornblue. He's agreed to speak to us, not something to be taken for granted. He says every family here has 6 or 7 children. He only has 4. He says they get married at 19, 20 at the latest, so women have little time for higher education.
The woman is more at home, cooking, taking care of the kids, the education of the kids, putting the kids onto the buses in the morning, going to school. One of the main bringing up the children is not to be out there in the world. You know, the world is quite dangerous.
And what looks so harmless here is in reality a minor revolution. Pearl and her friend Dahlia have started the first Hasidic women's rock band. Usually only Orthodox men sing in public. Women aren't supposed to sing for men. They're also not supposed to stand on stage. So it's a kind of revolution, because they're here to make an album and sing in public, and rock music at that. Not everyone in their community thinks that's kosher.
Some people are afraid of it too. They're like, oh, rock music, that's very secular thing, you know? It's like rock and roll is associated with a whole scene, which is not necessarily, you know, associated with the Hasidic community. So.
Yeah, not quite the same vibration.
They call themselves Bulletproof Stockings. There's a religious element to their lyrics. And their music is bold, sometimes brash. It's a far cry from the quiet and submissive role many associate with Hasidic women.
Yay, can you wash?
A quick morning prayer. Dahlia washes her youngest son's hands after sleep.
Go.
Religious rules like these set the rhythm of Dahlia's life. The drummer is the mother of 4 little boys. Her husband died 4 years ago. Since then, Dahlia has raised the kids on her own. Other women from the community help out, and they admire her sense of independence.
Oh, yeah. Here, give me. I'll put a little bit. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Don't forget to not get busy.
Not get busy? Yeah. Okay, that means your bus, hopefully...
Each child attends a different Jewish school. The school buses arrive at the door every few minutes.
Okay, ready? Bye, Izzy. Thank you. Bye, Shubi. Have a good day. Thank you. It's a different take on feminism. Like, we're not here to do anything but, like, we're not doing anything against. We're just doing, like, we're like jumping over that hurdle. We don't have to fight against and break down like walls in the sense of like, you know, we need to liberate.
It's a close-knit community, but this being Brooklyn, you can get anything. One local store specializes in wigs, or shaitels, as they're called in Yiddish. They're an accessory that Pearl has always been interested in. Human hair wigs are expensive. Pearl tries out a new hair color.
Because there's no style to it yet, it's not cut.
Turning from her natural light brown to a darker hue.
Yeah, this one I actually got much cheaper. I got this one for $600 because it's like not as high quality, the hair. But I feel like if you, some shaitels, if they're really not great quality, they're not gonna last. But if you know how to take care of it and wash it and be delicate with it, you can make it look nice, even though, like, people think this is a several $1,000 wig. $600 after taxes. So that's not bad, considering. I mean, it's still a lot. You're like, that still sounds like a lot of money.
How often do you have to wash it?
Well, you wash it whenever you need to, like if it gets really dirty, but you can't wash it too often because the hair comes out every time you wash it and every time you play with it and it doesn't grow back. So, you know, anytime you shower, some hair comes out, but every time you wash the shaitel, hair comes out and it doesn't grow back.
Dahlia is showing female solidarity in a special way at the moment. She's looking after a woman who's just given birth, shopping for her, and bringing her some breakfast. The community takes care of its mothers of newborns.
I usually make dinners for mothers, but her mother's taking care of the dinner, so she's just like, get her breakfast if you want to help.
Kind of female solidarity, or what is that? That's so impressive.
Oh, it's just community. You know, whenever somebody has a baby, the community gets together and makes food for the family for like at least a week.
Rivki recently had her 5th child. The others are aged 6, 5, 3, and 1. The latest addition is a girl called Elat Shena.
It's very common that friends will send dinner, send lunch, send breakfast, come. That's a good friends do it.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Not
It's
even
fun.
good friends. They have like a.
There's like a whole network, you know. As soon as the baby's born, like, you know, the message goes out, and whoever can make dinner, lunch, whatever.
They don't know.
Yeah. Really? Totally.
It's gig night at an Orthodox community center in Manhattan. Around 40 women have come along. Men are not permitted, inside at least.
I am not going to cheat. I am going to stand and work the door for the latecomers, and then I will act as security.
As an Orthodox Jewish woman, you're constantly trying to be humble and you're trying to be modest, and that's kind of a way in which you live life. And so when you're in situations where that might be challenged, you have to try to think, oh no, what do I do in this situation? And in a situation like this, what's nice is it's all women, so you can feel that a sense of freedom.
What might look like a poorly attended night school event is in fact something of a sensation. The audience are initially reserved. For a few of the women, dancing in public is a totally foreign concept. But eventually some get up and start moving and shaking, a rather remarkable ladies' night.
An awesome night. Happy